Steve Amedio, local media icon, no doubt about that, and then now writing the columns for the Troy Record, and also helping out as a media coordinator for the girls Gym Rat. The boys was a few weeks ago. Now we got the girls coming in this weekend, and Steve Amedio is all about that and knows all of the particulars about where you can see the best high school girls basketball being played this weekend in the AAU Big Gym Rat Challenge. And Steve joins us for a few minutes on Big Board Sports. Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Raj. Always very much appreciated that you give me a little time to rattle on about the Gym Rat tournaments.
Of course, and we know that it's a big deal. A lot of families from out of town will be in town this weekend. What level of competition are we talking about this weekend, Steve?
Well, you know, I heard you talking a lot about the McGregor and Mayweather fight and not knowing what to expect from those guys. Well, I think we know what to expect from the girls' Gym Rat tournament, and it's just exceptional basketball. And, you know, we talk about the boys, and you're gracious enough to let me go on and talk about the boys' tournament prior to that event when that took place Memorial Day weekend. But the boys' tournament has a lot of competition from other strong tournaments, and we don't always get the best of the best. And we get pretty good players here. We had Mo Bamba here a couple of years ago, and we've had Stephen Curry has played here, and guys like that tend to show up occasionally. But we don't get that talent every year for the boys, honestly. But there is really no competition this weekend for the girls' tournament. And so we really get the best of the best women players, girl players, if you will. Brianna Stewart has played here. Epiphany Prince, who scored 113 points in a high school game, was here. You know, I was looking through the list of names, and the MAC and America East is just dotted with former players from the Gym Rat. You know, and locally, Olivia Owen from, I believe, Niskayuna, if I'm not mistaken, who's being recruited by the highest level. She played here last year. Nina Fadulo from Amsterdam was a bracket most valuable player last year. Cameron Tooley from Shen played up a level last year. She's going to be here again this year. We really get some outstanding players that come through here. And this year I've been told, and I haven't seen the rosters yet, but I've been told that there's a lot of teams that are really loaded with terrific players, and including several local teams. I was talking to Gina Castelli yesterday, and she was telling me that she's kind of torn about where to go. There are so many good local teams competing, and she's the current head coach at Lemoyne, and she recruits very heavily in this area. So on her word, I know there are a lot of really good local players here. In all, we have about 244 teams that'll be here from 12 states and also Canada, so mostly throughout the Northeast and the East Coast. There are about 15 local teams spread around throughout the tournament. And if you wanted to look, you can find schedules. The website is gymratchallenge.com, and you can see the schedule of games there and see what local teams are playing when and where. We are at 6 different sites. In the top level, these are girls that are current juniors in high school going into their senior year for the most part. They're at Saratoga High School, Maple Avenue Middle School, and Skidmore College. And then we have the next level of an age level is at RPI. Those are they're called a 15 and under level. Those are rising juniors, current sophomores going into their junior year. Then there are games at Union College, which are the 14s, and at the Saratoga Rec Center, which are the 13 and unders, the young kids. And it's amazing how good they are at that level. Admission is $10 a day, which is cheaper than the price of a movie ticket. And I know because I paid $13 to go to the movies the other day. And you could get admission for both days for $15. And those admission prices allow you to go to any game at any site. If you paid the 2-day $15, you can go to any site, any game, either day. And you can bounce around from site to site. There are multiple games ongoing at every site. And as I said, you could get rosters. There's a game program available for a reasonable price. I believe it's only $5. It includes all the rosters, names and numbers of all the players, so you can identify who's on what team. All the game schedules are in there. Concessions are very reasonably priced. They're not Yankee Stadium, $6 for a bottle of water. It's the concession prices are extremely reasonable. And there's a lot of merchandise for sale also, T-shirts and shorts and all kinds of assorted paraphernalia, Gym Rat related, that are available at every site. And so it's a really good event. And I've been involved now for 9 years, and my background is a newspaper person, and I'm very objective about these things. And I wouldn't get involved with something if it wasn't really well run and really operated in a first class manner all the way through. And I can say I'm proud to having been associated with this event all these years.
Well, I'm sure the Capital Region will do a phenomenal job. 244 teams, 12 states, 15 local teams. What a weekend if you want to watch the best high school girls basketball players in the state coming to the Capital Region. This is your weekend. Steve, appreciate a few minutes. Thanks for laying it all out. Just throw out that website one more time, because that sounds like a go-to for someone who wants to get all the information again.
It really is. Gym Rat Challenge, all one word, gymratchallenge.com. Schedules are up there, all the team names, where they're from, and you could go back and look at past all-star teams selected. We pick all-star teams every year with about a paragraph of detail about all the top players that have been here in the past, and we have a very strong group of evaluators to go out and watch games. And a lot of the people that you use for your TV 13 all-star selections also work for us, and a lot more than that. We have like 24 guys on that staff, guys and gals on that staff that help pick the all-stars and provide information. So there's a lot of information on that website. And Raj, before I go, I have to say I really appreciate you providing some time here, and I give you a lot of props for really staying on top of local sports better than anybody else locally. So I thank you.
Hey, Steve, always a pleasure. Keep up the great work with the columns in the Troy Record, and we'll talk down the road, my man.
Thanks, Roger.